Yeah.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Cheque and the Cashout Cavaliers official podcast. I'm here as per usual with my co-host Anton.
How's it go, guys?
As you may notice, we both have had a bit of change of scenery. Most notably Anton. So maybe you could start talking about where you're.
Yeah, I got a new job as the CTO of content marketplace company. So it's really exciting. So this is part of our new office. Or we're part of it in an incubator. So not all of the office space is ours, but we get to be there. So that's really nice. What about you, Alex?
Yeah.
Are you like reporting for the weather
I
or
am reporting
something?
weather, and as you can see, it is quite windy. We have some beautiful clouds here behind me. I have a nice view to the fjords out behind me, some mountains. It's looking quite windy today. It's not supposed to rain. We can see the sun starting to shine through from the east. No, but, well, as you may know, it is the start of Easter break, so I have done as most Norwegians do and taken the trip to the family cabin with the family. They're currently inside making food and probably drinking beers in a true Easter tradition. So I thought I might just take the podcast outside and show a bit of the Norwegian wildlife while we're here.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Yeah, no, it's good. It's a weird time for me because it's Easter, but like I haven't worked as hard like as I've done this week, in like the past year. So yeah, for some reason, vacations always end up being more work for me than not. But yeah, we move.
Yeah, we do indeed. Look, I'm gonna take this week probably off from work, gonna chill a bit, and then we're back at it with more uni stuff and more Cashout Cavaliers stuff. And on the topic of the Cashout Cavaliers, last week was a fantastic week for us. We had me and Anton back on the cast for Good Game Liga, and most importantly, we fucked it up. We got a 2-0 cleanly as that. Both maps to us cleanly, not even close, particularly, to be honest. What do you think
Yeah,
about the matches? You were there.
yeah. I was there definitely. It was really great. It was so good to finally be getting a win. Like it was also really clean. Like we saw, like for example, on Vertigo, we played against Uforventa, and we were really happy to see that Uforventa had like a really weak B site as CT. So we just ran there every round, and we took round after round, and it's yeah, it was really clean, and we won that map 13-4, I believe, something crazy. And then the other map was Ancient, right?
Yes, it was Agent.
Yeah, it was Ancient, yeah. And yeah, Ancient was also really good. It was just you saw that like Cashout Cavaliers were comfortable on Ancient. So it's yeah, a little bit confused why Uforvanta decided to pick it. I guess our map pools were pretty similar, but yeah, I think we were just a better team on that day, and we are also, and it also shows that like we are actually better than what our current record is showing, and we're really excited to claw back to the midfield in the second half of the season.
Oh, yeah, and I think this is by far the best way to end the season. It was a way, not only a way to clean 2-0. The Vertigo, as you said, we discussed this Vertigo pick because we didn't really expect us to pick Vertigo. We thought maybe we pick Ancient, maybe we go Overpass. We were super comfortable Overpass. But to me, us and Ufenta actually have the most overlapping map pool out of any teams here. We all have Overpass, Ancient, and Vertigo as our top most played maps. They have an addition of Nuke, which we decided to ban after our unfortunate loss to was it 777 Esports? Yeah. So we decided to ban that. I don't think that was a bad choice. But then, I mean, Low of the IGL, gotta give a shout out to him. He has definitely been studying those demos. Halky as well, probably been on the analysis. And they found some kind of weakness on Vertigo to exploit. It was super clear, super clean. Loads of, I mean, the first 4 rounds in a row, I think, were just straight out B rushes. And then they did like a fake A and then rush B, and then another fake A, rush B. I think they went A 2 times in the first 13 rounds, like straight to A off the bat, which is not the meta on Vertigo at all. Usually you want to burn the ramp and then somehow end up an A, but that was not the strat at all. And also got to give out to a shout out to Rufy, who I think was definitely the MVP of the day. I would argue for Cashout. Super solid on both maps, holds some really important positions, and won all of its fights on Vertigo, especially towards that mid, which is such an important place to get those opening picks.
100%, especially like when like a player that usually like in the role of like anchoring sites performs really well, it is so suffocating for the other team to do anything about it, because like it's, even if you manage to push through, you end up being in a 3v4 situation, and then it's an easy retake. And yeah, no, Rufy has been really performing, and it's really good to see not only Rufy but also the rest of the team performing, because like
absolutely.
until this match, we've had like the issue where like maybe two of the team are performing really well. Like for example, Lux just putting out historical numbers against
absolutely.
777 Esports.
Yeah, on that overpass
But
was
then
crazy.
the rest of the but then the rest of the games are just, or the rest of the teams are is just kind of sleeping, and it's real good that like we finally got the rhythm, because like the other time we found the rhythm and everyone was performing was during the Bergen Games qualifiers.
Yeah.
And that day it wasn't even close. It like we just demolished everyone.
Yeah,
so it's real good to see
fantastic.
that we are able to get there, and we're really happy that we got this win, so that we have a better odds of preparing to the next half, because we have 4 matches left, and we have a 3-week break, and we're currently on week 2, I believe.
Yes.
And because like if we had lost this match, we would have to win 4 in straight to even be able to not automatically relegate, to play for relegation.
True.
But here we can actually get the winning record, and I believe we have pretty good odds of doing so with the caliber of our team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we keep fragging on the level we just showed last week, then I think we're winning every match, probably 2-0. The only team left that I think is like a very good. I think all the teams are pretty good. I think they're very similarly strength as we mentioned earlier. But the only team I think has performed really well was Team Flash. Team Flash have had a pretty good record. They're predicted to come third. They're currently third in the league, I believe. But then we haven't played Void yet, and Void is a team that has been massively underperforming the whole season. They just, I believe, picked up their first win, and did they not beat Center Gaming?
They beat Center Gaming, but I think they're actually at 3 wins now, if I'm correct.
Could be. I
so
saw
they
they were in their
picked up
relegation.
their
I believe they were
performance
6th or 7th, right? But they've had a slow start to the season. They've lost a few maps they should have lost. And I've looked at some of their games, and they just haven't looked that impressive. Let's see if we
They're
can find
actually
record.
5th now.
They're 5th? Yeah.
5th now.
Yeah, because they probably won their last game last week, didn't they?
Yeah, so like they had like a couple of rough games, but it's we're like set we're like 9th together with Factor Revolution.
Yeah.
Then we have Ufreventa that has 2 wins, Slaughter Gang with 2, Team Flash with 2 as well, and then Void and Center Gaming, Gamle Venner, and Betafrost with 3 wins, and only Sami Gamers with 5 wins in a row. Sami Gamers has really been the surprise of the season, because
those lucky fucks.
Everyone believed that they were because they promoted from 3rd division together with us. And everyone believed that it would be like a mid 2nd division team,
I believe they were predicted to finish 9th, and we were predicted 10th. I believe the primary prediction was. So I mean, Sami Gamers proving wrong. I think that they have a guaranteed top half. They have a guaranteed top 5. Which is really cool. But to be fair, they are missing a lot of the heavy hitters like left to play, like Center Gaming, for an example. But they've had a really strong start of the season. Now we're going to do the same thing they do, and with the next 4 in a row to have a 5 in a row win streak to put us to the middle of the table. That's what the plan is, anyways. So we will see how well we can execute that.
100%, and I believe we do need to get the 4 wins, because our map score is pretty bad with -5. So Yeah, we do need the wins, but I think it is possible.
Absolutely.
We believe in our team, and yeah, let's hope for the best.
Yeah, let's hope for the
It's
best indeed. But last week and the week before, we weren't the only team playing Counter Strike. So was the World Elite, your Face Clans, your Spirits, Vitality, Heroic, and all your other favorite players. Except if you're an NA fan or if you happen to be a fan of Danish Counter Strike. They didn't play, they were all eliminated. But let's take a moment to talk about the Counter Strike Major. Could start off honestly, from the first stage of the major, most of the teams you expected qualified. Whoa, okay, now we're back. The only team that I think failed to qualify, I think a lot of people expected to come further, was Heroic, as they had a terrible showing here, going 1-3, losing a lot of matches here, and Furia going 0-3, which I don't think anyone would have seen coming. Majority of people, me included, had Furia moving on to the final stage of the major, but they got completely wrecked together with the Mongols, which wasn't unexpected. I'd argue. The Mongols is just one of those like teams that come from Asia. Asia always comes with a few teams, and they do like surprisingly well. They beat some top team in the qualifiers, but then when it actually comes down to like they're playing the best teams to get to that group stage, you hate to see it, but they do tend to fall off.
Yeah, I agree. It's yeah, I think it's also those teams like the Mongo is one of those teams that like if you put it against like a like top tier professional team 10 times, they win maybe 1 or 2 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And the rest they lose. And but they are definitely able to like punch up above their weight. And
100%.
yeah, I won't say it's surprising that they went 0-3, but it's still like it was a possibility of them qualifying.
Absolutely.
Even though, but yeah, on that, like we see this little team, this unknown team called Team Spirit.
Yeah, which we don't talk about at all. We've never talked about this team.
It's
it's
I think they have like a new rookie called Dink.
It's it. It's like the sound the AK makes when he shoots. It's like, fuck. What is it? I think he's like 17. I think he just turned 17 as well. Some people are talking about him. Apparently, I mean, I'm not familiar with the guy. But yeah, we have to talk about it, don't we? Dunk. Team Spirit, the team led by 33-year-old Chopper, player that has been in the major qualifiers for every single major, but only made it, I believe, once to the final stage, which I believe was in the 2018 Boston Major with Vega Squadron, or Quantum Bell or Fire. Oh, it's one of the two CS lineups. And if you don't know anything about Chopper, he is an IGL that has been around forever. We're talking since 1.6, and he also had a short stint in Source. And he's been IGLing for pretty much his whole career, but he's never been in. And I mean, the CIS region, the Eastern European region, the region with the countries we're not supposed to talk about. Rest in peace, episode 2, the original one.
Yeah.
He has always played for like the 4th or the 5th best team. He's never played for like a Navi or even a C9 or Virtus Pro. He's always played for Team Spirits, Vega Squadron, Quantum Ball of Fire, which has been teams that, as you said with the Mongols, like they can pack a punch and they might suddenly have a huge setup, and if it's in a really important match, they're going to do something big. But realistically, they're never going to win anything, and they're at the top level, and they never have. So I think it's super cool to see Chopper, a very well-deserving IGL, actually be able to finally make it with such a good team. He just won Katowice earlier this year, thanks to Donk, and the Donk train continues. Highest rated player in the major. Hasn't played a lot of matches, to be fair. But, I mean, they went 3-0. I don't think anyone is surprised, really. The only team... Well, no teams really put up much of a challenge against them either. So, were you surprised by seeing the Classic Spirit 3-0?
I mean, not really, but also a little bit. It's because we had, like, after the Katowice win... Donk stumbled a little bit in a couple of tournaments, and He was how to say it. He wasn't bad by any means, but he didn't have that godlike presence that he had on the IEM. But
Absolutely.
it's really good to see that like he's back again with top performance, and I yeah, even though I still think it's a little early to like predict this to be like the next Max Verstappen of Counter Strike, just taking over the whole game. But it's a very good showing, and I think like if he is able to win the major, then it's we could talk about the potential future domination.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
No, I mean you're completely right. I already think he's the best rookie of all time. There's been a lot of arguments. I mean, a lot of people said Sivu, but that's just not right. Sivu played his first S tier events in 2019, and he started playing for Vitality in 2017. But I mean, you have Bonasi. Fantastic start on. I mean, he was well known for years and years and years since he was like 14 and joined FPL, right? But when he just came to G2, he started winning S tier events at once. He won both Katowice and Cologne. And I believe, he was not the MVP of the events, but he was still like top 2, top 3 performers. But now, Donk, his first ever S tier event in Katowice. He wins an MVP sit with record rating, tied with Nico for the highest rating in an S tier event ever. And again, this was Nico back in Mouse Sports when he was IGLing, ran in, killed 4, and then he goes like, last day, go kill. Like, that was the strat and was working. I mean, this is a completely different type of Counter-Strike, which we go into a bit of depth on a previous episode, so if you'd like to know our full take on Dogs in Katowice, go back and watch that. But that he's able to put up these stats right now in the fucking major against the best teams in the world, and even in a format that is so punishing as the Swiss format is, because you gotta remember, the first 2 matches in the format are both best of ones. And this is where setups happen. Like a team, like I say, if you win both pistols, it's only 1 map. Then the map can already be gone, be slipping from you. And winning 2 pistols doesn't actually demand that much. It's not that difficult to do. So I think it's insane. I mean, if he wins the major now and becomes the MVP of this major, obviously if he wins it, then he's... Well, here we have my cat joining us for the podcast. He is then going to be the most impressive. He's then going to be the most impressive rookie of all time, and maybe like young player generally of all time. I mean, this has never happened before in pretty much any sports or esport ever, right? A brand new rookie wins 2 of the biggest events of the year off the bat. Like, that's insane.
like looks like we might need to add like a third screen for our podcast.
I need to see what's the cat's take on Donk. Kom igjen. Du må sette deg ned. Nei. Well, so Anton,
yeah.
Any thoughts on Chopper or Team Spirit in the major?
Yeah, no, I think it's. I think honestly, I really like Team Spirit. They just play really good, and they're really. It's not a team where like you see that it's only Donk and the rest get carried.
Yeah.
You see that like it's a very solid roster with, for example, Shiro and with Shiro and Chopper protecting Donk, like stepping up when Donk isn't just being a god. And we see also a lot of depth in like their strategies and executions,
Absolutely.
which is really exciting.
Very true.
And last of all is just I just really like Spirit for taking the time and resources into developing the rookie scene and getting rewarded for it by having a robust academy system. Because like I see too many times, you just start an org, you hire 5 like pro players that already are established, and you play a couple seasons, you just find new ones, and it's really good to see that like they are investing in the future, and it's paying off so well. Because I think like after this, like a lot more teams will focus on academy rosters and focus on the 5 to 10 year time frame instead of the 0 to 2 years time frame, which a lot of esport org are doing now and getting punished for it.
Yeah, no, I think what you're saying there is super important. And I think that's the reason why we saw scenes like the Swedish CS scene completely crash and fall off, because they just kept re-signing the same 10 players on rotation instead of getting new talent. But I would like also to talk about another player on Team Spirit called Santex, who is Donk's age, and he was taken up from the academy roster together with Donk. And he doesn't get talked about a lot, but people don't realize how fucking good this guy is. He's an insane rifler. But the thing is, I mean, he would be the star player of this team. They would be able to qualify for these events with him alone. But, like, he's a star, but he's next to a god. So it's like, it's really hard to compare. It's kind of when Electronic played with Simple. Electronic was like a top 5 rifle in the world, but nobody ever talked about him because right next to him, you have Simple dropping from heaven, getting into double no-scopes, right? And I think Santex falls under the same category, and I don't think enough people actually talk about what kind of impact he has, because he sits with a lot of the kind of like the shitty roles, because I mean, you already have Shiro on the op, who's really good, and then you have Donk just killing people. So Santex is stuck in a lot of very difficult situations and positions, but he still frags out almost every match. He has stats that rivals most other teams' top star players. We're talking like Robs. And this guy is, like I said, same age as Donk. He came up together with Donk. So I would just like to, just for a moment, just talk about how cracked he is. Although, and then we can go back to sucking off Donk, which is why we made the podcast originally.
Yeah, 100%. It's but it's the same thing as like for example in basketball, Jordan and Pippen. Pippen would have been Pippen is a superstar, but he would have been the main player of the team if Jordan wasn't there.
Absolutely.
And it's an interesting dynamic because it must be pretty hard as an athlete to be like, to know that you are performing in your prime and you are one of the best players in the world, but just that like the player on your same team is just like a god and is just completely different. And we should hope that like it doesn't discourage him, that he will stay in the roster, because he's undoubtedly a big part of what makes Spirit work. And I hope he doesn't get demoralized, because it happens a lot of time when like you have one like superstar athlete, it can take out a lot of the wind in the sails of the other ones. Like for example, like it feels bad where, for example, you go to like fan meet and greets and like only one guy gets the attention. For example, in TSM, like was Bjergsen in League of Legends, where like no matter what team he was in, he was always like by far the most popular player. And I hope the team is able to deal with that. But I think like now that they are winning everything, it isn't that hard. It's harder when you're losing to deal with that. Issue.
Absolutely. So, you're very right, because then you have all the blame. Who's going to take the blame? Why are we losing, right? And then Donk is fragging Shiros with the op, and it's very easy that Santex suddenly gets the blame. But again, it's going very well now, and I think he's a player. Yeah, because apparently his English is pretty decent as well, from what I've heard. So you could definitely go to a better CIS team, or a different better. They are the best CIS team right now, but a different CIS team or a different international team down the line, anyways, which I think could be a good way out for him if he doesn't want to continue playing with Donk, of course, or anything happens, I guess. Let's okay, Mouse Sports 3-0. A lot of people surprised. I was surprised. I had Mouse Sports going 3-1. But Mouse Sports 3-0. That's I mean, they've been really solid in CS2. They started off very, very strong. They won a lot of like smaller tournaments when FaZe Clan was winning first every like the 6 first events, and then they lost. Then FaZe Clan and Vitality were in 2 grand finals, and FaZe Clan has been in the grand finals of every CS2 event up until this point. They've not missed the grand finals yet. But Mouse Sports have actually been picking up some smaller events and some group stages, and have generally looked quite dominant in CS2. I mean, they have another 17-year-old superstar that we don't talk about because Donk, Jimpat, or Jimpat from Finland, who's a very, very solid young player. Very aggressive. He's also a pug star from Faceit, and he's been shining, but so has the rest of the team. Did you catch any of Mouse Sports games or look at Mouse Sports at all?
I think I watched one of the games, but I didn't remember that much from it. Last couple weeks have been a little bit of a blur for me. But it's yeah, but like the fact that they have like they are also focusing on rookies and performing so well, I think it shows that I think it shows that CS2 is a different game than Counter Strike Global Offensive, um, because it's kind of the same thing that happened with Valorant, where like the first year, why did I say 1 year? That was weird. The first year Valorant was out, uh, all the best players on Valorant were almost exclusively Counter Strike players that weren't performing at the time in Counter Strike and decided to jump to another game. Uh, but then suddenly, a lot of people got better at using abilities and winning rounds based on that, and really able to like make complex plays through matchup understanding. And then those Counter Strike players mostly fell off and were replaced by players that were like born and bred in Valorant. And I think that this might be the start of it, because like CS2 feels a lot different, and there's a lot of different mechanics and interactions that you end up having than in CS:GO. And a lot of the teams that are just investing in pro talent, in veteran pro talent, are getting punished for it. So yeah, it's interesting to see this change.
Yeah, and I think it's a very good change. I actually think it's a necessary change if you want your esport to grow and evolve. And you know, I mean, Valorant Riot has a very hands-on approach to Valorant. They decide who can play at the events, and they're very strict with teams and rule sets and etc. But CS2 is you know, it's Valve are completely hands off. Everything's in the hands of the players. So it's real. I think it's really cool that all these orgs have actually suddenly decided to give these puggers, these young guys, a chance. Because 10 years ago, that was even looked at like super risky, and it almost never happened. You had like Bo Lan from Sweden, who's currently playing on mouse, highest rated player on mouse. So congrats to him for 3-0. But he was taken up to play for Fnatic when he was, I think, 15 years old. And everyone was just like, no, that's crazy. That will never work. And he's been probably the best Swedish player in the world since 2017. Absolute good rate player now, 3 off the major right here. So I think it's really cool that we are seeing a change in the professionalism around esports, where they actually do go for stuff like this.
Yeah, and the one player where we could like see the change the most in the transition from CS:GO to CS2 is the player Next Nation. He is a very talented. He was a very talented CS:GO player, being consistently face it global elite, topping events and everything.
Yeah, I don't think we should talk
But
about Next
now
Nation.
he is
I don't think we
struggling
should.
against silvers, guys.
I don't think we should. I don't think we should talk about Next Nation. Honestly, I've heard not that much good shit about him recently. Honestly, I think he kind of fell off. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, like yeah, we should definitely stream our games on Twitch so we
Yeah.
can just see like how how beautiful
That would be
his
very
current
funny.
form
To be
is.
fair, that would be very very funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For those that like don't know, like Alex is Next Nation, so yeah.
No, I have.
It is,
It's alter ego. I don't actually know him. I'm just. It's one of my
I've
many
never met this
personalities.
man in my
I've never
life.
met. Hey, I've seen us in the same room. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
it's crazy.
yeah.
Uh,
But the major actually did come with one surprise, and if you're a FaZe Clan fan, you know what I'm going to talk about now. FaZe Clan did qualify 3-2, a bottom seed qualifier. They qualified as the bottom seed, and I mean, if you've been a FaZe Clan fan for so long time, I've watched FaZe CS and been a FaZe CS fan since FaZe created a CS lineup in early 2016. Because they signed Rain, who's from the same city I'm from, so I was just like, oh my god, look, you can make it, right? And they had their old lineup, and remember when they got Nico, and I was super hyped. And then in 2017, after they dropped out of the major, they got first Guardian, and then they got Olaf Meister in the same signing, and the world just fucking went crazy, signing two of the best players of all time. I mean, 2015 number one, number two player, literally. Then they were like, we'll have both. And I've been a FaZe Clan fan for a long time, and I remember, and I cried during the Boston Major Grand Finals When Carrigan calls a rotate to B on Inferno with 17 seconds left. Oh, look at the time, Stewie. You know, lose the major. Yeah, I've been there through all of it. If it's something you know as a FaZe fan, it is stressful to be a fucking FaZe fan. Every game goes to overtime. What the fuck's up with that? Even against some dog shit ass team that aren't even ranked, they're like, yeah, no, it's 12-12, and then it goes like 3 overtimes, and then Robs pulls off an ace, so Reinhardt gets a 4K side hold. It's just like, why? This team, you could have like 13-0. Like, it's not even close, and they're the best team in the world. They're the number 1 ranked team, they're the best team in the world, they're also the best team in CS2. Again, as I mentioned Bill earlier, they've been to every single finals and every event they've played in CS2. They won the first 4 events in a row. And again, they've only been beat by Vitality twice, and they've been beaten by Spirit now once in a grand finals. The rest of the events they won. But they started off losing their first best of 1, and then they lost their second best of 1. That's like, oh shit, they're only 1 game from being out of the major, which would be insane because they came into the major as the number 1 or number 2 seed, one of the invite teams anyways. Then, as per usual, Carrigan clutches up and they win 3 best of 3s in a row. Pretty dominant fashion, especially the last one against Complexity. They were just crushing. Like Complexity, that looked pretty solid up until that point. Halcyon was pretty good. But then they met FaZe Clan and they didn't even look like They looked like the Cashout Cavaliers on your average Tuesday afternoon. Which isn't enough if you're going to play in the major. Sadly. But FaZe Clan, they're in. The boys. We have 1 Norwegian in the playoffs now. That's representation. Let's go.
Go, baby. Like, in a couple of years, it will be 5 Norwegian, we hope.
Yep.
With our jersey.
Yes, sir.
But we're still working on. Been some delays. Yeah, excited to soon get it to you. But yeah, like FaZe Clan sounds like the League of Legends team of G2 Esports, where it was like when they were playing against like the best Korean team in the world.
Yeah.
You would be like, yeah, don't worry, they clear. But if it's like if it's like a 7th seed Vietnamese team that plays on laptops, you're like, oh fuck,
shit.
no, this is
fuck. No,
no.
Yeah.
No, because like I remember there was like one Worlds where they won everything against except for like the wildcard teams, like they were like horrible. So like the wildcard team lost every game except for them.
Yeah.
And they ended up going to the finals. So yeah, no. It's scary.
It is
it's scary.
Like, and it's so fucking stupid because it would be so typical of them too. Because I mean, 2 majors in a row, they were knocked out by a team called Bald Eagles. And now they go under a different name, but it's slightly similar because they were bought up by someone. But Bald Eagles, if you don't know, it's a FaZe stack team. It's just 5 FaZe players that are they used to be all in top 100 and 100 in the world, and they just liked stacking together because they were just like getting free low. It's led by Rigon, a very famous FPL player, and another guy called GXX. And they, again, our FaZe stack team knocked out FaZe Clan of 2 fucking majors consecutively. It's so stupid. Like, FaZe Clan would, like, beat Na'Vi, crush Simple, crush Vitality with Sivu, and then they lose to this fucking dog shit ass team. I mean, they're actually pretty good. I'd actually quite like team, but like, the difference in caliber is insane. Because you have a team that doesn't barely even prac strats. Their utility usage is so poor that it wouldn't even hold up in a Danish FaZe lobby. But they still are able to knock out FaZe Clan from 2 majors. Which is, sad to see. But they qualified.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think we could transition into talking about not current matches, but the upcoming matches. Because the quarterfinals will be upon us tomorrow. So I'm guessing all of our viewers will be watching that first game tomorrow. Well, tomorrow when we record this podcast, it's currently Wednesday, the 27th. Tomorrow will be the 28th of March. This will probably be out maybe tomorrow. Again, I'm on the cabin. I don't have any Wi-Fi, so we'll see how it uploads. But I'll be working on that, getting it out as fast as possible. But I guess we could give some predictions for the upcoming stage. Our first match of the day is going to be Cloud9 versus Vitality, the new Eastern European powerhouse, the new CIS powerhouse versus Vitality, led by Zivu.
Yeah, so I am a Team Vitality hater in every game.
Okay, cool.
I hate the
Gotcha.
franchise. Uh,
Do you just hate French people in
like
general, or?
yeah, like it's horrible. Like when you know the language, you just know all the depravity that happens. It's crazy.
Yeah, true.
Nah, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I just like I have been so disappointed by so many League of Legends performances of them just assembling like trying to assemble super teams that they will like fucking Lego sets, and they always like lose the critical pieces, and it's just the best. And yeah, no, I hate them. So Cloud9 2-0,
You think
easy.
Cloud9 2-0? Okay.
Yeah,
I
completely unbiased
completely unbiased
judgment.
because you have you feel the same for both teams, honestly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have kind of the same thing against Cloud9. But I quite like this Cloud9 lineup. I think they're really, really good, really solid. But I would be fucking joking if I didn't say Vitality's winning. I think Siwu is going to carry Vitality through this match. And I don't think that's a hot take. I think I think most people will probably choose Vitality over Cloud9 here just because Sivu alone can probably outfrag the other 9 players in the lobby. It's a bit unfair when you have that French superstar that's hitting with the AWP in CS2 the same way he did in CSGO. It's just him and Modesty. I don't know how they do it. So I think Vitality's taking it. Probably maybe 2-1. I think the Cloud9's primary issue is that they don't have an AWPer. They have Boomage on the AWP, and yeah, he AWPs. Not particularly good with
One
the
of the
AWP.
opera of all time.
Yeah, he's not really an AWPer. He's just an IGL. So I don't believe in their play. I think it's going to be I think 2-0 Vitality, maybe 2-1. Nah, I'm going to go 2-0 Vitality. So we'll see which one of our predictions are the closest. The second match on Thursday, which I actually thought would be the major finals, but it's now the quarters, is Spirit versus FaZe Clan. Just to look at the odds, the chance the bettors give the odds of FaZe Clan winning at 85%. No, of Spirit winning at 85%, 85 to 15. Do you agree with that sentiment? Do you think Spirit is taking it?
Yeah, I think Spirit takes it 2-0. I think it's just too many things that are working well for them currently, and it's also FaZe Clan. It also they are like teams that like are like going into overtime a lot. They have a tendency to be shaky when they get up against the best players. Because when you're playing like a really good team versus really good team, then there are like forced mistakes where like both teams can capitalize, and it becomes a very dynamic game. But when like you play against the best team, they often are just like it's so mechanical that you don't get to do those hero plays and save the game and like get into overtime. And I think like if FaZe Clan manages to beat Team Spirit as they are now, I think that's an enormous upset.
Yeah, no, I hate to say it, but I completely agree. If there's any way in hell FaZe Clan wins this, that's crazy. But my prediction is FaZe Clan 2-1. I think they're taking it 2-1. That's only because the Carrigan effect. When that man and then Rain, when they played the group stage and they let this little pussy team that loses to Pain Gaming. Who the fuck are Pain? They're like the 7th best Brazilian team. But there's something that just happens when these boys step on that stage. The performance just enhances by an insane amount. There must be trenbolone acetate in the air or something. Because, I mean, we've seen it in every event when they look dog shit in the opening. And it looks like, oh, yeah, they're going to go out early. And they get to the finals. And they've done that every event in CS2. And I think FaZe Clan, Carrigan's experience, I think Rops... It's a solid rifler. I think Rain is going to rifle out of his mind. Brokey is going to prove himself as the 3rd best AWPer in CS2. And I think Frozen, right now, he's been warmed up. I think he fits well into the team. He's in his positions. He's playing his best. I think somehow that FaZe Clan pulls it out of the bag and beats Team Spirit. And when they do, they also win the major. I think the winner of this match... most likely Spirit again, but the winner of this match wins the major. I don't really see it going any other way. But We can still move on to the Friday's matches, the second set of quarters, which start off with Eternal Fire, the Turkish super team that started like 7 years ago that finally qualified for an event. Now with some young new talents against Navi. What's your prediction here?
Navi 2-0,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's quite realistic. I think the odds are 55-45 in Navi's favor. They're pretty close. That's mostly because Eternal Fire has this player called Vicadia that's been dominating in Faceit and also dominating pro teams. So I definitely think Eternal Fire could win. It's possible. I think they're pretty close, more closer than most people put them up as, but no, I think Navi's winning. I mean, Navi without Simple have actually performed better than Navi with Simple. Wonderful, I think, is a fantastic player, and again, doesn't get talked about a lot because there are enough other 17-year-old donk prodigies in the game at the moment. So I think Navi takes as well, pretty cleanly. Next up, Mouse Sports versus G2.
I think there's a good case to be made for Mouse Sports.
Yep.
Their recent form is really good, and their strategic investment in talent is paying off. And also, like, G2 is a very strong team, but it has been shown to crack. For example, against FaZe Clan in IM Katowice. They look like really taken aback, and I think it's gonna be 2-1 for Mouse Sports, because I think like G2 will strike back, but it would just not be enough to get them over the finish line.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Mouse Sports should probably take this 2-0, maybe 2-1. They show better form, better overall, but bro, G2, one of my favorite lineups, one of my favorite teams. Love Nico. And I think Modesty is the most talented player, like, not Donk with Donk, but Modesty's the most talented player I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I think he's like, individually, I think he has a better understanding of the game than Simple, and that's crazy. But I think he's at that level. And Modesty is also currently the #1 performing player in the world in recent months, excluding Donk. And he's even outfragged Donk and outstatted Donk. Modesty, in their final match to qualify, Modesty had a 2.03 rating during the final stage, during the previous stage of the Major. 2.03. But that's their win condition. It's Modesty. But it's also why they're losing. Because Nico, formerly the best rifler in the world, has like 1.09 rating in the past 3 months. He has fallen off completely in CS2. He's nowhere near his previous stats. Nico used to be able to out-rifle any AWPer in the world. That's not the Nico we're seeing today. And I think if he shows up, I think they could go to the grand finals. But I don't see him showing up. I think it's unlikely that he does. Which is sad to say. But I'm saying if he does, if Nico shows up, I think G2 crush Mouse Sports. But I don't think he's finding his individual form on the stage here either. I mean, as you said, in Katowice, they did get to the stage, but there's not very impressive clean from FaZe Clan there. But again, Modesty could just go crazy, but I don't think him alone is enough to carry the team, sadly. It is sad to see that Modesty is playing so fucking well at this level. He's opping better than any other person in CS2 right now. Nobody does it as good as him, but he's kind of like stuck here, and he's just not winning. In any other team, he would win. So those are our quarterfinals predictions. Well, for the semis, you said you would have C9 versus Spirit. Who's taking that one? Quickly.
Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit on everything, bro.
And then
they take every game, even not their own.
Navi Mouse. Who do you think takes that one?
Mouse, I think.
Mouse takes that, and then you have a Spirit Mouse Grand Finals. And who do you think wins the major?
Spirit 2-0. I think.
2-0, yeah.
Finals.
Yeah, I think. Okay, FaZe Vitality. Cope. Semifinals. I think FaZe takes it. And then we see Navi Mouse, Mouse. And I think we're going to see a Mouse. FaZe Clan final. FaZe Clan probably 2-0, maybe 2-1. I'm guessing one of the Mouse parts don't even get 5 rounds. But I'm just sitting here coping. If you actually want some good picks, you should listen to Anton, except for the first pick. That's terrible. Cloud9 are
No,
not beating Vitality.
it's always good to bet against French people. Like remember, it's
Oh,
like the main rule of
true.
betting.
Always bet
100%.
against the French. Nice. See, this is not financial advice. Yes, it is.
Yeah, you
Go to
just
the
gotta,
casino.
like
Ugh.
imagine like one of like our viewers. It's like a big hedge fund manager. He just starts shorting everything on the French market. He's just starting a new financial crisis. Oh, that would be banger content, bro.
Because of
That would be crazy.
then we can make content about it. Ah, let's go.
Let's go.
Start shorting the French. Short every French-owned company, guys. So we'll take down France together.
Let's yeah. Like, maybe then they won't be like able to send like failing super teams as they always do.
Yeah, fucking.
Like,
Oh, bro.
let's
France.
go.
Yeah. So that was our
Oof.
coverage of the Counter-Strike Major, but now we're going to jump over to the game. Anton, they say Anton is one of the best players in the world here. Some people say a
Yeah.
prodigy. I say maybe he's a bit old to be called a prodigy. I just call him the GOAT personally. People are like, is second the GOAT? Celsius is crazy. Is it Yay? What about the Fnatic guys? Poster and the boys? And I'm just like, no, not even close. Because my Norwegian friend and co-founder here, Anton, he is. I've never the kind of shit I see in his games I've never seen before in my life. That I can attest to.
Yeah, it's my tag is weak side in bed. If you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, so he's
but
usually
yeah, no,
if you
it's,
click tab, he's going to be at the top of the scoreboard if you ever go looking for him.
yeah, and like I think like the one thing that really separates me from the competition is I have an insane headshot percentage.
True.
It's really
Very
good.
true. Very
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
It's one of the best. 100%.
It's like 70% headshots. Why? Because I had 3
Yeah.
kills.
You know, I remember literally there was like one game where I had 100% headshots because I hit one bullet.
Yeah. Bro, he's the new Scream.
But to be fair though, I have improved a lot since I started playing. Since I started Cashout Cavaliers, it's also like Cashout Cavaliers is just like a scheme to get a free Counter-Strike or like a shooter coach from Alex. But then like I realized that like the coach started getting increasingly more washed. So I think the roles will reverse in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Probably, yeah. Coach don't play. Whoa. Looks like we've had a little crash here, but we're back.
I played around with delete or like refreshing tabs, and I accidentally.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That's cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Very professional.
That's smart. 100%.
Yeah, but Anton, why don't you lead us in with the newest VCT event? What happened?
Yeah, no, it was real great. It was 8 teams in the Swiss stage. It was the Madrid Masters 2024, and in the group, there were like the surprises were Carmine Corp didn't qualify, or they're French, so it's no surprise there.
Yeah, we're not surprised. Not surprised by the French. Yeah.
And what's a real surprise is honestly like Sentinels. They performed really well. They won the whole tournament, and yeah, it was really tense though. There were like a lot of 2-1, 3-2 matches, and especially the finals. The finals was absolutely crazy. A best of 5 going to full 5 games, and like we saw like on different maps. We saw like the teams being really dominant against each other. So yeah, no, and we saw a lot of double smoke. It seems as double smoke is the meta now, or double controller, and it's yeah. I honestly I don't like that meta that much because I feel like it's just too much utility.
Too much utility, yeah. Spoken like a true professional, because Anton prefers just swinging and shooting the head.
Yeah, that's why I main Phoenix. It's just like you run,
don't
you
say
have,
main Phoenix.
you have 10 seconds to just be crazy.
You fucked up. The comments are gonna be after you now. You can't say you main Phoenix. The comments are gonna be after
That's
me now.
cool.
Oof.
Yeah, but yeah, like yeah, it was real crazy. Like we had like first map Breeze where like Genji started pretty dominating 13-8. Where you saw like there were two wait 1 second. It's my co-founder or my boss saying hi.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So yeah, it's Eric. He's the one who
Hey.
poached me. I don't know. Can you hear him or?
I can hear him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
what was
Okay. You
that?
can hear him.
Oh,
So
damn, are you outside?
Yeah,
Is it cold?
I'm inside. It is very cold, yes, and the wind is also fucking terrible. Okay, I definitely can't hear you guys now.
yeah, no, it has been great. So yeah, this is my boss now, and he's yeah, it's great. We're going to take over the world, and
Yeah, we're gonna be making
True.
a lot of money.
Yes, all the money. Because
all
capitalism
the
is
money, all the
great.
riches, all the bitches. Let's go.
The money, the riches, and the bitches. Those are like our holy trinity.
Or what have you guys been doing?
So we're just recording a podcast on like how like the last 2 weeks on esports have been, and yeah, so it's
So if could I get a fast recap? Like
we hate French orgs.
Yep.
Okay.
French people are bad.
Yep. True. The French are bad. Everybody's still
Russian
getting
players
donked.
Yeah.
Hey, don't
Yeah,
say the word.
donk
Don't say
is
the
the
word. Don't
best.
say the word. Don't say the word. Don't say the word.
Oh yeah, I can't say
Yeah.
the one country. Yeah.
That one country. Yeah. Countries from the Eastern. Players from Eastern Europe are really fucking good.
Okay. So the French are bad.
Yeah, French are bad. Donk is really good. It's a player.
Good, alright.
And our team picked up the first win of the regular season.
Yeah, we're the best
let's
team.
go.
We're the best team in the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But-
Your team?
yeah. We lost 4 games before we won one, but we don't talk about that.
I mean, that's insane though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you very much.
Yeah,
we're
I
happy.
as you see, like a classic Cashout Cavalier founder, like either ignorant or delusional. That's like
Yeah.
what we
Those are our top two
No.
qualities: ignorant and delusional.
Well, I interrupt anymore. That's
Yeah.
great what you guys are doing. Keep doing the great work.
Yeah, be back in like 15 minutes. So, yeah, see ya.
Cool.
Yeah, no. Yeah, apologize for this.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like,
this is going to be a bit of a wacky podcast. The setup's a bit wacky. I can see it now. Absolutely, because the cabs are a bit
Yeah.
off. You've had your boss in. I've had my cats visiting. So this is
Yeah, you
this is
know,
the
like-
Easter special. Easter special episode.
yeah.
Don't even know if this is going to be
100%.
uploaded now or it's either going to be uploaded in the next 2 days or it's going to be uploaded Sunday, depending on the internet.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. But it'll be out. Then you can. I have 2 cats now visiting me.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go.
But yeah, Sentinels, second. What a guy! I believe second got the MVP,
Yeah.
right?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I mean,
he
yeah,
was absolutely dog walking everyone.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
No, I mean, I think he's been so good for so long, and I think if you're able to carry Ludwig's heavy ass in ranked, then he should probably be able to to win an event, right?
Yeah. Oof, no, like it's it's called the interfriend, right? It's
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah, it's like like when you do like boxing and you put like weights on your wrist and legs so that you like when you remove them you can be faster. And yeah, like it's I mean it's kind of like what we are doing, but you are sadly just collapsing with the added weight. So
Yeah, true. We try though.
Yeah. Maybe next season. We'll see.
Maybe next season, yeah. So next we will be signing a full Valorant team, led, coached, IGL'd, and top fried by Anton.
100%. I mean, honestly, like the signups are still up. for the good game league also. We can actually go like full detail and
Oh, yeah.
just play there.
Just lose Valorant, bro. I've already won the national champs twice. I don't want to sign up now and lose my perfect record.
Just see you fucking struggling like third
Yeah.
division. Just being like,
Yeah,
what
just
is
like
this?
fuck, dude. And then I look at my stats from like the first season of Valor. They're like, what the fuck happened to this guy?
Oh no, that's rough. That's rough. But it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What was funny,
Yeah.
I thought about the Madrid event, was that Fnatic tweeted out, congrats to Sentinels, we'll make sure to put you back on second place when we come back from our vacation. Which I thought is super funny because Fnatic, if you don't know, they did go to the event. They were invited initially, I believe, but they pulled out to, I actually do believe, to give their players some vacation because they played an event. They've traveled to events like every week for like 6 or 7 months, something fucking crazy, or with only a few days break over Christmas. I mean, Fnatic have been the best team in the world for like a year now, maybe a year and a half, on and off, but still best team overall. So I'm really excited. I want to see a Fnatic Sentinels Grand Finals in the next large event. I think that would be really fucking cool to see if Boaster and the boys can stop Sentinels.
Yeah, 100%. But like, it's funny you speak about vacation because like I remember when like G2 said that they were gonna take a vacation like 5-6 years ago, after like they got eliminated from MSI. Like no, not only they didn't get to playoffs in the LEC, and like I remember everyone were hating on them so crazily. It was yeah. It's the vacation tweet is always a banger, but
That's
it's also
fire.
a gamble. Like
Oh yeah, of course. If they now come back, Fnatic come back, and they go from #1 team in the world to like dog shit, that would be really, really awkward. It's kind of like when Team Liquid won the Grintal Grand Slam in 2019 in record time, taking Cologne and then Chicago. Then 1 month per summer break turns around and they get eliminated first in the major. It's just like, what, they have the most dominant run of any esports team ever in any esport, and then they get eliminated first in the major. It's just like the hardest fall off of all time. Oof.
yeah, that is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have covered all the topics for today. So now we can do our normal sellout shit. I mean, it's not sellout. I mean, yeah, our normal sellout shit. Shit. Why don't you tell them about our partnership?
Yeah, so we got our first partner with Havoc Energy Drink, which is an energy supplement startup. It's really exciting. It's our first partnership, which is really important for us to be able to work with them closely and see what kind of opportunities we can get. We have currently a code called Cashout 10 for 10% off.
Use that on checkouts. The link to Havoc will also be in the description. I'll put it in the description. So just click that link if you want your gamer supplements from Havoc Energy. As our own player Rufy said, before last match, he texted me on Discord and he said that he would love some Havoc. It would be perfect to keep his energy level during the game, and the taste is fantastic. So everybody loves Havoc Energy. They're a newer company, kind of like us, but how they've had exponential growth through the quality of their product, and we're super happy to be on the same team as they are. So definitely be seeing more to them.
And yeah, we're affiliates, so you can subscribe to us on Twitch.
Yes, go subscribe to Twitch.
Give us money because we like money.
And also tune in to all of our streams.
That also. We like money. Why am I just keep?
We do like money.
That?
You're just like capitalism. Hey, let's cash out, guys. And also our socials, of course, are on the screen right here. We also have a TikTok has launched. Links to that will also be in the description. Again, next stream with a pro match won't be for another week and a half ish, give or take. But maybe you'll see if we're lucky, a stream next week after the Easter break. I might hop on, play some Counter-Strike maybe, or even hop on to Anton's GOAT game, Valorant. Can see us do some gaming. I think that could be cool if you guys wanted to tune in that. And tell us when this is out. Tell us in the comments how right or wrong we each were with the our major predictions, our major playoff predictions. That would be really cool. And I think that's us for today. And again, please excuse the setup and everything's a bit off, and it might be a bit.
It's been a mess. Like
it has been a bit of a mess, but hey, it's a special edition episode. Oh, dude, that's great for the title. I'll put that in title. Special episode. Yeah.
Let's go.
This is special, guys. This is an Easter special. it's like South Park with Easter special. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening and watching and tuning in as usual. This has been us, and we are checking out